Why is the American welfare state stingier than those in other countries? I'm Drew Hoffman from UC Davis Sociology. That'll be the subject today. Something you're familiar with by now is that the American welfare state looks a little different than those in other countries. The programs tend to be less generous. There are many programs that the United States does not have that other countries do, such as family allowances, such as universal health care, etc. A lot of welfare provision in the United States is provided through private provision by employers. They're providing health care, they're providing pensions, etc. There are high levels of inequality within the American welfare state related to the fact that a lot of the programs are based on you being a worker and working. Moreover, the amounts that you receive from those various programs is based on how much you earn, okay? So Social Security, for example, you know, if you earn more, you're going to get more from Social Security, and there are the variety of these inequalities. For me, one of the worst things about the welfare state is its high levels of poverty. And this is a slide that you've seen before, comparing the United States to other countries in terms of its poverty rate. The red shows the level of poverty that would exist in different countries if they didn't provide various welfare programs. And then the dark, I guess it's blue or black, that shows after the various programs of the welfare state, the amount that poverty is reduced, the percentage of the population that it's reduced to. And you can see there that most of the countries have a sort of pre-welfare state level of poverty that's quite similar in the range 25%, 24, 25%. But then, you know, the Scandinavian countries reduced the poverty rate to quite low, 5, 6%. The US is down at the bottom with a poverty rate of 17.1%. You know, and I should add that those poverty rates are even higher for Latinos and for African Americans, and especially for children, which, you know, is just really unconscionable in my view. So I want to talk about, what this video is really about is trying to explain, well, why is this? What's going on in the United States? And there's sort of three families of explanation for why this is. And so these aren't explanations themselves or single explanations. They're a family of explanations. They're sort of a way of explaining it. And so I'll talk about these three. So one has to do with social actors, such as business, such as the labor movement, such as various social movements. And the argument here would be, well, the reason that Sweden has a bigger welfare state or a more generous welfare state is because labor is more powerful there and business is less powerful. Okay? So you're explaining differences among countries by the extent of the power of different groups within that society. Okay? An alternative argument you might make is that the United States had a movement in the 1930s of old people to try and create old age pensions. Okay? And so the existence of that movement meant that the United States does reasonably well on pensions compared to some countries. So this is sort of, you know, you're looking at how do countries compare in terms of the different actors that are in the society. A second set of explanations, which you're probably familiar with, argues that American culture is different than other cultures. It focuses on individualism. There's a lot of sort of skepticism of authority in the United States. People really don't trust their government. They'd rather take care of themselves or have business take care of them than have the government do it. A third set of arguments, and you know, I'm pretty partial to this type of argument. My book on abortion politics used a lot of these sort of institutional arguments. Argues that the way that the American political system is set up, sort of the rules of the game, distort politics in certain ways, move politics in certain ways, and that has had a big impact on, you know, how the American welfare state turned out.